Hey, it's Ellie, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today, I'm building a house that I really love. It's probably one of my favorite builds that I've done so far as just regular houses go. My favorite builds are definitely my recreation builds that I've done because some of those are really good. But anyway, this is definitely one of my favorite just residential lots that I've done, and it actually inspired me to build all of Newcrest in this style. I can't remember if I've ever sent this in a video before recently. I'm not sure, but I wanted to rebuild the Newcrest town, which is the empty lot world. It has, I think, 15 lots. Maybe 14 or 15. Anyway, I've built it once before, but I built it when I literally just started YouTube, so I decided to rebuild it. And this is the first house in it. This is the first house that kind of put me on the style of what I wanted Newcrest to look like this time, and it turned out really good. And the backyard, I have to say, is one of my absolute favorites. It's so cute. Though I did make a mistake, but I'll talk about it when I actually do the build. But yeah, I don't usually do modern builds like this, so I'm surprised it turned out so well, but it did. So yeah, that's why it's one of my favorites. Let's see. I think so far I've done 4 builds in Newcrest. No, that's not right. 5, I think. Here's the thing, my bowling alley build that I did recently, I actually have decided to put that into Newcrest. It fits the style kind of perfectly, so yeah, that's gonna be a restaurant in Newcrest, is that bowling alley. And then we're gonna have a bunch of houses that look like this. And it's gonna be awesome. And I've really been trying to do some more unique things with my builds in Newcrest, because I feel like lately I've just been doing the same builds over and over again, and I haven't been feeling very inspired to try anything new, I guess. So I've been doing a lot of things. In this build, I started with some crooked windows, and I don't know, I didn't go too crazy with this house, more just the exterior. I never do things like this, and especially with the wallpaper, I'm like always someone who has the same wallpaper on all parts of the house, so it looks all even, except maybe like a stone area or something. But this, I used like 3 or 4 different wallpapers total, so it turned out to look really interesting. And I put some trim all along the ceiling, which looks really cool. I just hit my elbow on the desk. I'm sorry if you heard that. What I had to do actually for that ceiling trim on the outside of it was build like really tiny half walls, like the smallest of the half walls, which is not really a half wall at all. It's like a quarter wall or something, but I built it all around the side of the roof so that it would register that there was like a wall there, because that trim that I have on the outside of the house, it goes on the top of like floors, so like a level floor, I mean. So I could put it in the middle because it went on like the top of the first floor, but I couldn't put it on the second floor around because there was nothing above it, so it like wouldn't let me, so I had to really, I don't know, do some trickery and get it on there. Here's the backyard though. The reason I love it is because it's so cute and it fits perfectly, and these planter box type things that I put look awesome, And the mistake I made is here. I put the clothesline on the other side of the swimming pool. There's no way to walk around the swimming pool. If you can see that, it's like up against the fence and the house. But I put the clothesline there, and then I was like thinking about it later. I think after I finished the build too, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, wait, the Sims can't carry their laundry through the pool to get to the clothesline. I don't think they can do that. So they wouldn't even be able to use that clothesline. So I think I ended up putting just the sprinkler and... I don't know, I think I put something else there. But now I can't remember what it is at all. Maybe a planter box or something? I don't know. Anyway. The landscaping is okay. I covered up the foundation. I think it needed it. It looked a little weird in the front. And let's see, I'm trying to think how many bedrooms and what kind of family I built this house for, because I actually can't remember it all. Like, I remember I think a girl's bedroom in here. That might be all. I might have just put one child's bedroom and an adult's bedroom. Anyway, I guess I'll figure out when I come to it. So, this house, man, I honestly can't even remember what the inside of this looks like because I built it so long ago, and I've done like 3 builds since then, and they all have a very similar outside style. This is my favorite of the exteriors. Maybe not my favorite interior though. Okay, I kind of remember. So this house has 2 living rooms and it has this little one with the fireplace that I'm on right now, and then it has a second one which is more like a formal family room. I switched the fireplaces because I wanted them to be different. I wanted the more formal fireplace to be in the front there, but then there has a little office on the side, which I put a little scout board and everything for the kid who lives here. I actually don't think I have a family moved into this lot at all. Pretty sure I sent my sim here. But the rest of the houses in Newcrest, I actually do have families that I've been building for. And that's helped a little bit, definitely, because, well, I actually know what to put in the house at some point. Sometimes it gets a little tricky when I just build randomly, because I don't know. I'm like, I guess I'll put a kid's bedroom in here again, and it's usually a girl's room for some reason, or like a really neutral child's room and then a teenage girl's room is what I usually tend to do. I'm sorry, I don't think I ever play with teenage boys too much in my games. Like when I choose my sims and make them, it's usually just daughters that I have for my sims and not sons. I don't know. My legacy heir is a son though, and so I had to play with him all through being a teenager. He was easy though. It was the teenage daughter that I had trouble with because she's mean. Like, she has the mean trait. Anyway, yeah, I don't even know what to say about this build anymore. I guess maybe I'm done talking about it. Because, I mean, now it just goes into the decorating part. Anyway, I guess I'll talk about work stories now. Man, work has been pretty crazy. And honestly, I think the last time I updated you guys on any work stories was like when they put Jake down in my bowling alley video. I haven't really talked about work since then, I noticed. Yeah, things are going okay. She doesn't really remember that she has a dog. She mentioned him like once or twice a week, maybe. It's kind of sad. She's really ready to go in a home now. She doesn't, it's bad. She can't really hold a conversation anymore. When I first started working there, she could talk to me all day long, and I could talk back to her and have like a semi-lucid conversation. I had to figure out what she was trying to say a lot of the times and remember all of her friends' names and things like that. But for the most part, I could figure out what she's talking about, and we can have a little bit of a back and forth. But I think it's been about a year now since I started working there originally. And that is just gone. So gone. She sometimes tells me a story, but it's really hard to follow. The only reason I could follow it most of the time is because I've had so much practice doing it. And I can kind of like she has cues of what she's talking about. So I know if she like points in a certain direction and says, oh, that place down there, and usually that's like the apple orchard that's nearby. So, you know, I get the little cues like that, but for the most part, her conversation now, what she says is total nonsense, and you can't really follow it at all. And she can't even keep track of it. And that's only sporadically that she even tries to talk. Like, a lot of the time she just sits there silent now. And, you know, sometimes I try to say something or get her to talk a little bit just to make sure she's doing okay, but for the most part, I've just been reading in my Kindle or writing my novel while she's sitting there, and she'll just randomly be like, whoa, can you imagine this weather? It's so crazy, isn't it? And I'm like, sure. Yeah. The clouds went in front of the sun, that's just crazy. And then the clouds like go out from the sun, and then it's sunny again, and she says again, wow, look at this weather, isn't it crazy? And I just like, again, yeah. Super crazy. And then she sleeps way more now. It's really, I have to say, since the dog passed away, she's gone downhill quite a bit. Like, he was something that needed her attention constantly, so she kind of had to be like, obviously she wasn't doing a good job, but it was keeping her, I think, semi-sane or like ground in reality, I guess, for the most part, because he was there. But now that he's gone, it's just that hold on reality is kind of gone, and she doesn't really know what she's doing anymore. So yeah, the other day she woke up just completely out of the blue. She was just like, hello? Like, really loud, and I kind of looked over and I was like, you know, I didn't say anything, I just waited for her to wake up. Maybe she was having a dream or something, and then she says, oh, I guess they don't want me anymore. And again, I just stayed silent, and then she asked me if I heard that, and I was like, I don't think so. And she says that, oh, I pressed the button and I waited, and then nothing. I pressed it again and nothing. Can you believe that? And I was just like, I don't even, when she goes like, when she does things like that, I just kind of play along, but it's so unusual that I don't really know how to respond sometimes. Like, I want to, like, you know, just act like it's no big deal, but what am I actually supposed to say? So I usually just end up saying something like, oh, how strange. And then as soon as I finished talking, she just like slumped her head down and went back to sleep immediately. And so then I just kind of chuckled about it because it was pretty random. And things like that I feel like aren't necessarily even her Alzheimer's. Like, I feel like old people can do that when they're relatively sane, and like young people, like children, can do that kind of thing too. Just wake up and say the string of nonsense and then go back to sleep because their brain wasn't really awake in the first place. Like, I know my own fiance sometimes wakes up in the middle of the night and seems awake and says something to me, and I'm just like, what? What are you talking about? And he just goes right back to sleep because he wasn't ever awake in the first place. By the way, I'm watching my build here too while I'm talking, and I noticed I tried to use that cats and dogs child bed. I can never find a good place for that bed. It's kind of awful, isn't it? It's got the weirdest colors, and also the fire hydrant design is just very unusual as well. So yeah, just a little interjection there. I think I built this, yeah, I'm pretty sure I built a child's room here, and then like a teenager room on the other side, and then a parent's room. So fit whoever you want in here. Also, the build is about over now. This is a really long build. I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was quite so long. 18 minutes. Jeez. And I've been talking that whole time. It's just nonsense rambling though, so yeah, I think I'm gonna end the build for now though. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel because I post Sims videos every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm gonna be posting a complete series of building on all the lots in Newcrest, so look out for that. This is probably gonna be in a new playlist. And I'm going to stick some of those other builds in this playlist too. I'm going to add the tiny house to Newcrest too, I think. I think that fits also. So yeah, well, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye!